Hello and welcome back to This or That with Kobe and Dash, presented by Verizon. Woo! Let's get right into it. We had our big clash this last weekend of Team Liquid versus Cloud9. And surprise, surprise, we've got some TL Cloud9 themed questions. Who outperformed the most in Cloud9's win over Team Liquid? From Mark Williams.
All right, Mark Williams, let's see what our options are. Fudge over Bjergsen, Berserker over Hans Sama, or Winsome over CoreJJ. Who performed
I'm between these
the most?
two right now.
So it's not Winsome over Core.
Yeah, for me, I eliminate the Winsome over Core, even though he has played pretty well.
Here's the thing that's really bad is I can't remember which champions either of these two are playing. Which maybe means that the answer is not them. I want to go
over Hans.
I want to go Berserker over Hans.
There we go.
Exactly, because I'm like, both of these, I just don't even remember who they were playing.
Well done. Next slide. Next slide. Well done.
There we go. Berserker over Hans Sama. Okay, pick between these two. This came from, as we are, have been made aware, a user with a Hindi name. Our producer typed it into Google Translate.
The best
it came
we could
out
do.
as creation. So hopefully that's right. If not, our apologies about the translation to your name. But pick between Summit's Gnar and Summit's Jayce. I'm going Summit's Gnar, but that's because I like big, impactful, team fight spells. And so any good Gnar ultimate and the possibility of one from a player like Summit, that's what I get excited about.
So the thing is, I also am going Summit's Gnar because we don't know what the champions they're playing against are. And so Summit's Jayce, I would pick in if the other team had Gnar.
Right.
Because he can smash both sides of the matchup, but Gnar is more blind pickable than Jayce.
Yeah.
And Summit has also shown he solo kills you whether he's on the Jayce or whether he's on the Gnar.
Right.
So then, like you're saying, you still get this front line, you get big CC that you can bring with it. Jayce is a little bit more nuanced when you want to pick it. So good question, because those are his two best champions. But if you watch Champions Queue, I did last night, he also got a 1v4 quadra kill on Tryndamere.
Oh my goodness.
So add Tryndamere to the list.
Why not?
Next question, bigger MVP for their team. Is it Biofrost for Dignitas? I think that's pretty big. Or Danny for Evil Genius.
I'm going Biofrost for Dig.
I'm definitely not choosing Danny for EG. I don't even know if I would choose that as the MVP.
Yeah, I don't think.
For Evil Genius.
I don't think so.
Depending on game, maybe.
I mean, okay, can he be the reason that they've won in a late game scenario? Yes. Is he the most valuable player to the team's success? No, I would argue not, because a lot of times they're reliant on somebody else to even get him to that point. I'd be looking more at like Vulcan or maybe even JoJo, because when JoJo is firing off on all cylinders, that's when EG looks like a threat to the top two teams. If JoJo's non-existent, they don't look like a threat at all.
See, I was gonna say similar thing, but for Inspired. Like in Inspired's good games, smashes it. Inspired's bad games, EG is nowhere to be found. But
Bio, though.
But Bio for me, I was like, yes, lock that one instantly, especially if you get him Thresh. This man has done so much work. And when people were criticizing and people were unsure if he was going to be good when he came back to pro play. All
I'm going to say is 2022 has been the year of cementing himself as Bio Daddy. Okay?
Fair enough. Are CLG becoming a real playoff threat? Is this real? They had a 2-0 weekend.
This is a spicy question.
I am very, very cautious with this, but I do like that they have very clearly honed in on some things to focus on in practice.
Yeah.
They so clearly this weekend had much better roam timers for Poom to meet up with contracts. They very clearly worked on their jungle support synergy for picking people off in the mid game and then setting up those objectives, and focused on ganking bottom side so they could unlock Poom for the first place, but also for dive comps. Luger on the Kai'Sa, we thought, oh, CLG have to get Jinx for Luger so he can 1v5 so they can carry team fights, but the new Kai'Sa build as well. Luger's popping off, and I think CLG know their own identity now.
I think I know the answer to this, but I want to ask a clarifying question. On this slide, are we evaluating whether or not they're a threat to get into playoffs, right? To be top 6 and make it into playoffs? In which case, I would say yes. I think it would be unfair to the position that they're in the standings in 7th place to say that they're not a threat, right? You're one
You're literally outside the door.
Yeah,
You're waiting to get in.
You're the first team that will get in if that happens. And so I think it's disingenuous to the actual placing where they are now. When it comes to whether or not they will actually do it, that's where I get a little bit more stuck, because who do they beat?
That's the whole point of asking these questions. Are they actually
but that's my point. So who do you think they have a shot at actually overtaking? Because I do actually think still currently, right now, all 6 teams above them are better than them.
I think for sure they could take down Dignitas or FlyQuest. Maybe even Evil Geniuses, how they're playing.
On a bad day.
But I personally think Evil Geniuses are going to be on the rise.
Yeah.
So I would target these middle 2 for them.
Look, my answer is yes, they're a threat. They're a dark horse in that sense. Do I think it's going to happen when I predict it? I don't know. Next slide. Were the Super Winions, were they trolling?
You already know my answer. I called it on the cast.
Yeah, Kobe called it. So we know that he's going with their trolling, being honorable to Immortals. So I'm going to go with being honorable to Immortals.
That's not honor, that's win trading.
So here's what I'm going to say is, number 1, they acted how they're coded to act, and everybody should know how minions are coded. They are coded to prioritize other minions as soon as they spawn. So it's not like they were doing anything that anyone didn't know. But here's the other point I will make. Dignitas should not be allowed to win a game like that off of their minions. They needed to earn it. And I respect the minions for saying to Dignitas, we're not gonna do your work for you, okay? Get in here and kill the Nexus.
That sounds funny, but I would actually use your own point against you, where using the minions, everyone should know how the minions work. So it is the team. If we force a fight on the other side of the map, they're using their minions.
Well, they are. But my point is, you can't get mad then when the opposing minions spawn and your minions do what they're coded to do.
They were hard trolling.
They were not trolling. They were not trolling.
What would be better for competitive league from Joshua Moncure? Adding 2 more bans in round 1.
God, no.
Maybe as
no. Champion select already takes too long. No, I don't even know what the other slide says, and I'm choosing the other one.
Or the ability to ban 1 Dragon Soul each game.
Actually, yeah, why not? Let's go with that. That sounds interesting and different, and at least it's only 1 ban instead of adding 2 more. Screw that. 1 ban.
James is about efficiency. Time efficiency.
Yo, people are already mad about how long it takes us to get in a game. You want to add more bans?
Maybe you reduce the timer. How about that?
Okay.
So we add
you know
more
what?
bans,
I like that.
But
lightning round pick and ban.
Exactly.
Everyone gets 5 seconds per pick and per ban. Let's go. Then we can do
We're adding a new slide. Throw these ones all out. We're reducing the time of pick bans.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, 10 seconds for each stage.
My fear with the Dragons is that everybody just bans like Cloud forever. And because of
But Cloud is actually really good. I think underestimated in some. Did you know the lowest win rate for solo queue of the Souls is Infernal, one of people's favorites?
Really? Yeah. Full damage.
I'm also gonna go with the Dragons though, and not adding to the bans. Even though we keep adding more champions, it would make sense to cut down on the bans or limit them in some other way.
Which support would you rather have in solo queue? This is coming from Lordgvh. Would you want Aphromoo on Alistar? Would you want Olleh on Bard?
Olleh is a hard grinder, and he climbs and he tryhards to the maximum every solo queue game. Not saying Aphromoo doesn't, but this man grinds harder than any of the other LCS supports.
Yes.
So on my team, I want the most tryhard, and he puts in tons of work.
Title of the episode, Kobe, quotation, Aphromoo is a troll in solo queue, end quotation.
Thank you.
I'm actually with you. You take a look at Champions queue, Olleh finished 2nd in the first split. That goes to the point of him really being a grinder. So even champion agnostic, I'm gonna pick Olleh because he seems really committed to the solo queue environment. Beyond that, the Bard, again, as a jungler, to me, I like the utility that Bard, imagining Olleh leaving lane to come with me, tunneling into lanes, like that just sounds more dynamic and fun for me to play with.
On the point of fun too, I was gonna add, since the question says solo queue, I think that makes me stick with Olleh. If I knew that I could jump in Discord with them, I might switch to Aphromoo.
Okay.
Because Aphromoo is both hilarious and fun to play with, but also a very good shot caller.
I would love to learn
Good
under
question.
his tutelage as a shot caller for sure.
Next one, what do we got?
Okay, who will pop off more to the veterans who have been starved for 2 years and new players who have never had the shot.
I love the Photoshop.
I love it. Okay. Who will pop off more to the fans?
I didn't even read the question.
Okay, so I think the assumption is when fans are back in the studio, will players who are veterans pop off more because they are they're getting back what they knew they had, or will new players pop off more?
I think the veterans will because you have more confidence because you've done it before. So you're not like in this new scenario, and sometimes that will make you a little bit more timid. You know, you're not jumping out of your seat. Like Dyrus, the most iconic pop off of players in stadium was Dyrus getting up and saying, "Get that out of my lane!"
Yeah, exactly.
And he's been playing since the entirety of competitive League of Legends. So I think the veterans, though JoJo is a perfect player to Photoshop here because he spams the most emotes.
Yeah.
He talks the most trash. I think he's the most likely of the new players to do it if a new player does.
I pretty much fully agree. I do think it's going to be the veterans again because my concern, and it's just like a fascinating thing with the LCS right now, there's a large portion of players who have never played in front of people before. In a
Danny
LAN
replied
environment. So like I'm very intrigued. I think a lot of them might struggle with anxiety, might struggle with some nerves all of a sudden just having that group of people.
All the noise, there's a lot going on.
So that'll be interesting.
The last line is better reaction to the ice cream.
I hate this.
By the way,
I hate this so much.
Even though it looks like he doesn't like, oh my God, you can see the sneeze. Did they add that or was that? Look at that.
Oh,
that's what your sneeze looks like. I got confirmation. That is not added visual effects. You legit sprayed the studio. And you also, your reaction is that you actually liked it. You just had the sneeze.
I did like it. I just had to sneeze.
I did not like it, and I'm pretty sure all of you were just lying to be nice to Emily.
No,
it was not good.
No, the ice cream sucked.
It is oil. The ice cream sucked, and then the oil texture was not good.
You didn't mix it up. She told us to mix it, and you didn't do it. You just went in.
Yeah, well,
you gotta follow the directions, Kobe.
But I still,
that's like taking all the ingredients to a cake, putting them in a bowl, and then just going like this and being like, I don't like it.
I refuse.
You didn't mix it together
I did.
and make the cake.
After I took some bites, I also was like, pushing it around, and I tried it. Still don't like it.
I'm open to chili oil on ice cream. I do think, I'll admit, I think my reaction was better even though it was less to do with the ice cream because it was a funnier moment on camera, watching someone sneeze and have to go try and deal with that.
How many people tweeting your reaction at you did you get? Because I counted them 10.
Well, oh, actually, you beat me then. All right, well then Kobe's the winner. I
will say though,
here.
From that experience, I am open to spicy ice cream. I learned that. The spice part was good. The oil texture and the shitty ice cream
There's a place down in San Diego, I'll take you. Honey cayenne ice cream, which is really, really good.
See you there. Let's get out of here.
We're gonna go get some ice cream.